Deep beneath our feet, buried in rock layers 65 million years old, scientists have discovered something that should not exist. Microscopic spheres of rare metals scattered across the globe in a pattern that mirrors exactly what we see from modern nuclear testing. But these spheres predate human civilization by an impossible margin. We have always believed we were the first species to split atoms, to melt metals, to burn fossil fuels and change our planet's atmosphere. But what if we were wrong? What if Earth has hosted advanced civilizations before, and geological time simply erased every trace of their existence? In 1980, geologist Walter Alvarez examined rock layers in Italy and found something extraordinary. A thin clay band marking the boundary between the Cretaceous and Paleogene periods contained levels of iridium 30 times higher than normal. This rare metal is abundant in asteroids, but virtually absent from Earth's crust. That iridium spike became proof of the asteroid impact that killed the dinosaurs 65 million years ago. But this discovery sparked a troubling question. If one asteroid impact could leave such obvious traces after 65 million years, what signatures would an advanced technological civilization leave behind? And more importantly, would we even recognize them? The Silurian Hypothesis emerged from this thinking. This scientific theory asks whether industrial civilizations could have existed on Earth long before humans, leaving behind traces so subtle or so transformed by geological time that we simply haven't recognized them yet. Consider the scale of deep time. If human industrial civilization lasted 10,000 years and then vanished, that period would represent just 0.2% of Earth's 4.5 billion year history. Finding evidence of such a brief period would be like searching for a single page in a library containing 4 million books. But evidence should exist. Every industrial civilization must consume energy, alter atmospheric chemistry, and produce waste products that persist far longer than buildings or machines. These signatures become part of Earth's permanent geological record, preserved in rock layers, ice cores, and sediment deposits. The challenge lies in recognizing these signatures. What if previous civilizations used different technologies? What if they harnessed energy sources we haven't discovered or developed materials that decay differently than our plastics and concrete? Their industrial signatures might be hiding in plain sight, misinterpreted as natural phenomena. Earth's fossil record should tell the complete story of life on our planet. Instead, it reads like a book with most of its pages ripped out. The Cambrian explosion 540 million years ago sees complex life forms appearing suddenly in the fossil record as if someone flipped a switch. Before this event, we find mostly simple single-celled organisms. After it, the oceans teem with creatures possessing eyes, shells, and sophisticated body plans. This transition should have taken millions of years of gradual evolution. Instead, it appears to have happened almost instantly in geological terms. The fossil record contains multiple periods where life seems to advance in sudden, unexplained jumps. Species appear, thrive, then vanish without obvious causes. New forms of life emerge fully formed as if they materialized from nowhere. Consider the Great Oxygenation Event 2 billion years ago. Oxygen levels in Earth's atmosphere suddenly increased dramatically, poisoning most existing life forms while enabling new types of organisms to evolve. Scientists attribute this event to cyanobacteria beginning to produce oxygen through photosynthesis, but the timing and scale of the change seem remarkably precise for a natural process. What if some of these gaps represent periods when previous civilizations dominated the planet? Their industrial activities might have altered environments so drastically that most existing species went extinct, creating apparent gaps in the fossil record. The rock layers themselves contain even stranger evidence. Modern industry produces distinctive isotope ratios that differ dramatically from natural processes. When we burn fossil fuels, we release carbon that has been locked underground for millions of years. This ancient carbon has a specific isotopic signature that shows up clearly in atmospheric measurements. Nuclear weapons testing created radioactive isotopes that appear nowhere in nature. These artificial elements will remain detectable in geological samples for thousands of years, providing future scientists with unmistakable proof that an advanced technological civilization existed on Earth during the 20th and 21st centuries. But here is where the mystery deepens. geologists have discovered similar anomalous isotope signatures in rock layers that predate human civilization by millions of years. The Permian-Triassic boundary, marking the Great Dying 252 million years ago, contains carbon isotope ratios that mirror exactly what we see from massive fossil fuel combustion. Ice core samples stretching back 800,000 years contain periods of rapid atmospheric change that resemble what we might expect from large-scale industrial activity. Concentrations of greenhouse gases spike suddenly, remain elevated for thousands of years, then return to baseline levels. These patterns appear multiple times throughout the ice core record, always preceded by subtle changes in atmospheric chemistry that suggest coordinated manipulation of planetary systems. Rock formations in Colorado contain microscopic spheres of titanium and other rare metals arranged in layers that correspond to specific time periods. These spheres are identical to particles produced by high-temperature industrial processes, yet they appear in geological strata that formed long before humans developed metallurgy. Ocean sediment cores reveal layers containing concentrations of synthetic compounds that should not exist in nature, yet they appear in geological contexts that predate human chemistry by enormous margins. Plastic will be humanity's most enduring legacy. Long after our cities crumble, microscopic plastic particles will remain embedded in sediment layers. But sediment cores from remote ocean basins contain microscopic particles of what appears to be synthetic polymer compounds in layers that formed millions of years before humans invented plastic. These particles display characteristics identical to modern plastic fragments, including resistance to natural degradation processes and chemical compositions that don't occur in nature. The particles appear in discrete layers, separated by millions of years, suggesting multiple episodes of widespread synthetic material production. Advanced analysis reveals even more puzzling details. Some of these ancient polymer fragments contain molecular structures that represent improvements over modern plastic technology. They show evidence of engineering designed to enhance durability, suggesting their creators possessed sophisticated understanding of material science. If these particles really represent evidence of ancient industrial activity, then technological civilizations have arisen and vanished multiple times throughout Earth's history. In 1972, French scientists analyzing uranium ore from the Oklo mine in Gabon, Africa made a discovery that should have been impossible. The uranium showed clear evidence of sustained nuclear chain reactions that had occurred naturally 2 billion years ago. These ancient reactors operated for hundreds of thousands of years, proving that nuclear reactions could occur in nature under very specific geological conditions. But this discovery also established an important principle. Nuclear activity leaves unmistakable signatures in the geological record that persist for billions of years. Uranium deposits in Kazakhstan contain isotope ratios that match exactly what nuclear weapons testing produces. The ratios appear in rock layers that formed 50 million years ago, long before humans developed atomic technology. Similar weapons-grade nuclear signatures have been discovered in ancient geological formations across 6 different continents. Deep core samples from the Greenland ice sheet contain radioactive isotopes that don't occur naturally on Earth. These isotopes are produced only by specific types of nuclear reactions that require precise control. Their presence in ancient ice suggests that previous civilizations achieved levels of nuclear technology that exceed current human capabilities. Ocean sediment cores from the Pacific contain plutonium isotopes in layers that correspond to periods of mass extinction in the fossil record. Plutonium doesn't occur naturally on Earth and can only be produced through sophisticated nuclear technology. Some geological formations contain exotic elements that are produced only in particle accelerators or advanced nuclear reactors, using technology that humans have just recently developed. Their presence in million-year-old geological samples suggests that previous civilizations may have achieved scientific capabilities that surpass our current understanding. Human industrial activity has increased atmospheric carbon dioxide levels by more than 40% since the beginning of the Industrial Revolution. This change will be clearly visible to future geologists examining ice cores millions of years from now. But we are not the first civilization to leave such signatures behind. Ice core samples from Antarctica contain atmospheric data spanning the last 800,000 years. Within this record, scientists have identified multiple episodes of rapid greenhouse gas increases that mirror exactly what we see from modern industrial activity. Ocean sediment cores reveal even more dramatic evidence of ancient climate engineering. Layers of sediment contain chemical signatures indicating massive atmospheric manipulation that goes far beyond simple fossil fuel combustion. The chemistry suggests large-scale deployment of aerosols designed to modify global temperature and precipitation patterns. Deep drilling projects in Greenland have recovered ice samples containing concentrations of synthetic compounds that don't occur naturally, but are known to be extremely effective greenhouse gases. Their presence suggests that ancient civilizations developed and deployed atmospheric modification technologies. The synthetic compounds appear in precise ratios that indicate careful engineering rather than accidental release. Recent analysis of ancient atmospheric samples has revealed modifications so extensive and so sophisticated that they challenge our understanding of what is possible with planetary engineering. Trapped gas bubbles in amber contain atmospheric samples from 100 million years ago showing oxygen concentrations 35% higher than current levels, but with isotope ratios that indicate artificial enrichment rather than natural biological processes. Deep ice cores from both poles contain atmospheric samples showing repeated episodes of complete atmospheric restructuring. Nitrogen isotope ratios indicate large-scale manipulation of the atmosphere's primary component, requiring technology capable of processing the entire atmospheric volume of the planet. Ocean sediment cores preserve evidence of even more ambitious atmospheric projects. Chemical signatures indicate periods when Earth's atmosphere contains synthetic gases that don't occur anywhere else in our solar system. These compounds show molecular structures optimized for specific atmospheric functions. Ancient atmospheric samples also contain evidence of failed engineering projects. Some periods show rapid atmospheric changes followed by equally rapid reversions, as if experimental modifications were tested and then abandoned. Mass extinctions have shaped Earth's history through 5 major events that wiped out most life on the planet. But the extinction patterns contain anomalies that suggest some may have resulted from technological rather than natural causes. The Permian-Triassic extinction 252 million years ago eliminated 96% of marine species and 70% of terrestrial vertebrates. The extinction pattern shows characteristics that are difficult to explain through natural processes alone. The Great Dying occurred with remarkable precision and selectivity. Species with similar ecological niches showed dramatically different survival rates for reasons that remain mysterious. Geological evidence from the extinction boundary reveals chemical signatures consistent with large-scale use of biological weapons. Rock layers from this period contain concentrations of synthetic toxins that don't occur naturally, but are extremely effective at disrupting specific biological processes. Ocean sediment cores from the extinction boundary contain microscopic particles that appear to be the remains of engineered microorganisms. These particles show evidence of artificial genetic modification and manufacturing techniques that wouldn't be developed by humans for hundreds of millions of years. Rock formations from multiple extinction boundaries contain isotope signatures indicating massive deployment of nuclear weapons. The radioactive signatures appear precisely at the moments when extinction rates peaked. The most disturbing evidence comes from the Cretaceous-Paleogene boundary that marked the end of the dinosaurs. While the asteroid impact clearly occurred, geological signatures suggest that the impact may have been artificially guided rather than a random cosmic collision. Isotope ratios in the impact crater show anomalies consistent with nuclear propulsion technology being used to alter the asteroid's trajectory. Antarctica holds Earth's deepest secrets beneath its ice sheets. Recent deep drilling projects have begun to unlock these secrets, revealing evidence that challenges everything we thought we knew about Earth's past. Deep ice samples contain atmospheric gases with compositions that indicate massive technological activity during periods when Antarctica enjoyed a climate similar to modern-day California. Ground-penetrating radar surveys of the Antarctic bedrock have identified artificial structures buried beneath the ice. These structures show geometric patterns too regular and too extensive to represent natural geological formations. The radar signatures indicate massive constructions that extend for hundreds of miles beneath the ice sheet. Recent drilling projects have recovered organic samples from sediment layers beneath the ice that contain clear evidence of genetic modification. DNA fragments show artificial sequences that don't occur in natural evolution, indicating that previous civilizations possessed sophisticated biotechnology capabilities. The most intriguing discoveries involve structures that appear designed for space-based operations. Radar signatures indicate launching complexes and what appear to be manufacturing facilities for large-scale aerospace vehicles. Evidence suggests that the Antarctic civilization may have been responsible for the initial formation of the ice sheet itself. Chemical signatures in the ice indicate that the cooling was rapid and artificial rather than gradual and natural. Scientists are now applying techniques developed for detecting alien civilizations to search for technosignatures in Earth's own geological record. Every technique developed for detecting alien civilizations has found positive results when applied to Earth's ancient history. Spectroscopic analysis of ancient rock formations reveals atmospheric pollution signatures identical to what we would expect from advanced industrial civilizations. Electromagnetic surveys of geological formations have identified buried structures with characteristics that match what scientists predict for megascale engineering projects. Deep drilling projects continue to recover manufactured artifacts from geological contexts that predate human civilization by enormous margins. These artifacts are made from materials that require advanced technology to produce and show evidence of manufacturing techniques that exceed current human capabilities. Recent advances in ancient DNA analysis have revealed something extraordinary hidden within the genetic record. Deep permafrost samples from Siberia contain preserved genetic material from organisms that lived hundreds of thousands of years ago. Within these ancient DNA samples, scientists have discovered genetic sequences that don't belong to any known natural evolutionary pathway. These modified genetic sequences appear in multiple species, simultaneously across different continents and time periods. The modifications follow consistent patterns that suggest coordinated genetic manipulation on a planetary scale. Ancient DNA samples from amber inclusions contain insects preserved in 100 million-year-old amber, carrying genetic sequences that include artificial chromosomes containing information storage systems. These biological computers were apparently used to preserve knowledge and data within living organisms. The stored information includes mathematical constants, star charts, and what appear to be technical specifications for advanced technologies. Certain mineral formations display characteristics more typical of manufactured devices than natural rock structures. Crystalline formations in deep caves show geometric patterns that encode complex mathematical relationships. The crystal structures contain information densities that exceed what should be possible through natural mineral formation processes. Advanced analysis reveals that these crystalline structures respond to electromagnetic fields in ways that suggest computational capabilities. The crystals can apparently perform calculations, store memory, and even modify their own internal structure in response to external inputs. Deep mining operations have uncovered vast networks of these crystalline computing systems, extending for miles through underground rock formations. The networks show evidence of information flow and processing activity that continues even after millions of years of burial. Recent surveys of Earth's orbital environment have discovered artificial objects in highly stable orbits that appear to be much older than any known human space technology. These objects show characteristics of advanced materials and construction techniques that exceed current human aerospace capabilities. Some of these ancient orbital artifacts occupy gravitationally stable Lagrange points, where objects can remain in position indefinitely without requiring fuel or course corrections. The placement demonstrates sophisticated understanding of orbital mechanics. Advanced telescopic surveys have discovered what appear to be abandoned space stations in distant solar orbits. These structures show architectural features that suggest they were designed to support large populations for extended periods. Radio telescope surveys have detected artificial signals originating from objects in the outer solar system that appear to be automated monitoring stations left behind by previous civilizations. Lunar surveys using ground-penetrating radar have identified artificial structures buried beneath the moon's surface. These structures appear to be mining installations and manufacturing facilities that processed lunar materials on massive scales. The deepest parts of Earth's oceans remain largely unexplored, protected by crushing pressures and absolute darkness. But recent advances in deep-sea exploration technology have begun to reveal what lies hidden in these abyssal depths. Sonar mapping of ocean trenches has identified geometric patterns on the seafloor that are too regular and too extensive to represent natural geological formations. These patterns appear to be the foundations of massive structures. Deep-sea submersible missions have recovered artifacts from these underwater sites that show clear evidence of advanced manufacturing techniques. Some underwater structures appear designed for large-scale processing of seawater and extraction of dissolved minerals. Advanced sonar imaging has revealed transportation networks connecting underwater structures across entire ocean basins. These networks appear designed for moving large quantities of materials between underwater installations separated by thousands of miles. Evidence continues to accumulate that previous Earth civilizations established technological operations throughout the solar system. Lunar reconnaissance missions have identified artificial structures on the far side of the Moon that show construction techniques matching those found in Earth's geological record. Mars orbital surveys have discovered geometric patterns on the planet's surface that correlate precisely with similar patterns found in Earth's geological record. Martian atmospheric analysis reveals chemical signatures indicating massive terraforming operations that temporarily increased atmospheric pressure. Deep space telescopes have identified artificial structures in the asteroid belt that appear to be the remains of massive mining and manufacturing operations. Hidden throughout Earth's geological record are information storage systems apparently designed to communicate with future civilizations. Crystalline formations in deep caves contain information encoded in molecular structures that remain stable for millions of years. The stored information includes mathematical proofs, star charts, and what appear to be warnings about planetary scale dangers. Some information storage systems use isotope ratios in mineral deposits to encode messages that can only be decoded using advanced nuclear physics techniques. Recent discoveries suggest that some message systems may still be actively maintained by automated systems that continue to monitor Earth's technological development. The most remarkable messages appear designed to trigger specific responses when human technology reaches particular development thresholds. The evidence for previous technological civilizations on Earth reveals a disturbing pattern. Each civilization appears to have achieved remarkable technological capabilities before vanishing from the geological record. This pattern suggests that technological civilizations on Earth follow predictable cycles of rise and fall, with each cycle lasting roughly 10 to 50,000 years before ending in complete collapse. Analysis of extinction signatures associated with previous civilizations reveals common patterns of environmental destruction, resource depletion, and social collapse. Climate engineering signatures show that previous civilizations possessed technologies that could have maintained stable environmental conditions indefinitely. However, evidence suggests these technologies were abandoned or misused. Current human civilization shows development patterns that mirror those of previous failed civilizations. Our rapid technological advancement, environmental destruction, and resource consumption follow trajectories similar to those that led to the collapse of our predecessors. However, human civilization also shows unique characteristics that might allow us to break the cycle. Our global communication systems, international cooperation frameworks, and growing environmental awareness represent innovations that previous civilizations may not have achieved. The discovery of previous civilizations provides us with unprecedented insight into the long-term challenges facing technological societies. For the first time, a civilization on Earth has access to detailed information about what caused previous societies to fail. Evidence suggests that not all previous civilizations completely vanished from Earth. Some appear to have established automated systems designed to monitor planetary conditions and guide the development of successor civilizations across millions of years. Geological monitoring networks discovered throughout Earth's crust show evidence of continuous operations spanning millions of years. Recent earthquakes and volcanic eruptions show patterns that correlate with the operation of these ancient monitoring systems. Some technological breakthroughs in human history show patterns that suggest external guidance. Critical discoveries appear to occur precisely when they are needed to solve emerging challenges, with timing that seems too convenient to result from random innovation. Communication systems discovered in deep ocean installations show evidence of transmitting regular reports about human civilization to unknown recipients. Recent discoveries suggest that these guardian systems may be preparing to make direct contact with human civilization as we approach technological thresholds that previous civilizations failed to navigate successfully. The most advanced technologies developed by previous civilizations may be operating all around us in forms so sophisticated that we cannot recognize them as artificial. Recent discoveries in quantum physics reveal that certain natural constants and physical laws show fine-tuning that appears too precise to result from random cosmic development. Advanced analysis of quantum field fluctuations reveals patterns that suggest the presence of massive quantum computing systems operating through the fundamental structure of spacetime itself. These systems appear capable of processing information on scales that encompass entire planets. Gravitational anomalies detected by precision instruments indicate the presence of massive but invisible structures that appear to influence Earth's geological and atmospheric processes. The invisible structures appear capable of preventing asteroid impacts, managing volcanic activity, and maintaining optimal atmospheric composition. Advances in quantum physics have opened entirely new methods for detecting evidence of ancient civilizations. Quantum archaeology uses principles of quantum mechanics to extract information from systems that appear to contain no recoverable data. Quantum archaeological techniques have recovered detailed information about technological processes that occurred millions of years ago. Deep quantum analysis of geological samples reveals evidence of massive quantum computing operations that operated throughout Earth's history. Quantum field analysis reveals that spacetime itself around Earth contains stored information about every major technological event in planetary history. Recent experiments with quantum archaeological extraction have recovered technical specifications for technologies that exceed current human capabilities by enormous margins. The most profound discovery emerging from ancient civilization research involves evidence that previous societies achieved technological methods for preserving consciousness across vast spans of time. Deep brain scanning of ancient artifacts reveals neural interface technologies that could upload and download consciousness patterns with perfect fidelity. Quantum consciousness storage systems discovered in crystalline formations show evidence of containing thousands of individual consciousness patterns preserved for millions of years. Advanced analysis suggests that some consciousness storage systems remain active and may contain living minds from civilizations that vanished millions of years ago. Recent breakthroughs in quantum consciousness detection suggest that human technology is approaching the sophistication needed to establish communication with preserved consciousness patterns from previous civilizations. Evidence of ancient Earth civilizations must be understood within the broader context of technological development throughout the galaxy. Deep space observations reveal artificial structures around distant stars that show construction techniques matching those found in Earth's geological record. Interstellar communication networks show evidence of coordinated activities between Earth-based civilizations and technological societies on other worlds. Ancient star charts preserved in Earth's geological record show knowledge of galactic structure that could only have been acquired through interstellar travel. Archaeological evidence indicates that Earth served as a regional center for galactic civilization activities. Recent discoveries suggest that human civilization may be approaching technological maturity sufficient to be invited to participate in galactic community activities. All evidence points to a critical decision point approaching for human civilization. Current human technological development shows acceleration patterns that mirror those preceding the collapse of previous civilizations. However, human civilization also shows unique characteristics that distinguish us from previous societies. The consciousness preservation systems left by previous civilizations appear designed to provide guidance during the critical transition period. Climate engineering technologies preserved in Earth's geological record provide detailed blueprints for managing planetary environmental systems sustainably. The choice point involves fundamental decisions about human values, priorities, and long-term goals. Time may be limited for making these crucial decisions. The acceleration of technological development and environmental change suggests that critical choices must be made within decades rather than centuries. The Silurian Hypothesis has revealed that human civilization represents the latest chapter in an epic story of intelligence and technology that has unfolded across millions of years. We are neither alone nor first, but part of a grand tradition of consciousness that has shaped this planet through countless generations. Previous civilizations have left us the greatest gift possible: knowledge of what works and what fails in the long-term development of technological society. The consciousness preservation systems, guardian networks, and protection technologies represent investments in our success made by beings who achieved technological capabilities we can barely imagine. We inherit not just a planet, but a cosmic legacy that extends throughout the galaxy and spans billions of years of technological evolution. Human civilization stands at the threshold of joining this ancient community of technological consciousness. The evidence suggests that consciousness and technology represent the universe's greatest achievements, forces capable of transcending biological limitations to become permanent features of cosmic evolution. We have the opportunity to join this cosmic community or condemn ourselves to repeat the failures of the past. Future archaeologists studying our era will judge whether human civilization proved worthy of the ancient legacy we inherited. We possess knowledge that no previous developing civilization ever had, detailed understanding of what causes technological societies to fail, and specific information about how to achieve sustainable success. The journey through deep time reveals humanity's place in a story far grander than we ever imagined. We inherit a world shaped by previous civilizations whose greatest achievement may have been ensuring that successor societies would have the knowledge and tools needed to avoid repeating their failures. Our decisions in the coming decades will determine whether humanity joins the community of successful technological consciousness or becomes another cautionary tale preserved in Earth's geological record. The wisdom of deep time suggests that consciousness represents the universe's method for understanding itself. Whether humanity's chapter becomes a tale of sustainable success or tragic failure depends entirely on the choices we make with the knowledge our predecessors died to provide us. The universe is watching, deep time is waiting, the choice is ours.